in. Sorry I changed the link about 18 times, but you know how some of it goes. Okay. Let me screen share over, and I think this is what we'll work off to start with. I'm going to wait a couple more seconds here before I get rolling. And again, just because I messed up the link to start with, so sorry about that. Perfect. All right. I'm going to get going. Sorry about the link mix-up. I'll edit a little bit of this recording at the start. I will say this. If you're watching this as a replay, then absolutely on YouTube, then put it at ×2 speed so you can listen to me like a chipmunk, and it should work really well, actually. You'll still get the information. This first one is really going to be an overview call on just kind of the whole process that I use for lead generation with shirts, and an app that I use, and it's an app that is available to you inside of T-Shirt Bomb. And it's called ShirtGen. Pretty simple. But I get a lot of questions on how to do this, how to do lead generation in general. And so this one, I figured, well, let's just do kind of an overview, and then each of the Hangouts after this will go into very specific examples. And we'll look at some good examples here as well, so don't get me wrong. This will be some pretty good stuff. So, lead generation. You always hear, especially from internet marketing gurus and whatnot, that the money is in the list, and get a list and collect a list. That's true to a certain degree, and I think of list building really as a different traffic source, if that makes sense. So maybe we buy Facebook ad traffic, maybe we buy it on Google. Well, a list is, to me, just a source of traffic. It can be good, it can be bad. If you don't target your list building, you're going to have horrible traffic, or if you don't target your offers to your list correctly, you'll get horrible results. So yes, there's money there, but like anything else, it's how well you do at it. The other thing I'll say is basically do the right thing at all times. There's a lot of federal rules in the United States about emailing and what you can and what you cannot do. And I'm not going to go into every single one of those. It'll be up to you to research. I'm not going to show you exactly how to mail. I can't show you every single step of it. You'll have to do some on your own, definitely. But there are rules, and they vary by country as well. So if you go down and do some lead generation in Mexico, guess what? They have rules just like anyone else. So if you're going to whatever country, I'll just say this, whatever country you're going to work in for lead generation, check out their version of the CAN-SPAM Act, which is the US version of it, and I'll throw a PDF inside of T-Shirt Bomb. The majority of all lead gen, don't be scared of it. It's really about disclosure. As long as you disclose to the people what it is you're going to do to them, you're going to put them in an email list, you're going to email to them, whatever it is, weekly, bi-weekly, 99% of the time you're going to be fine. Again, I'm no lawyer, but if we use a correct emailing platform, they'll pretty much keep you in check, and it's kind of like bumpers. They won't even let you be out of compliance. So, that's a good thing. All right, emailing. Don't do any of this with T-shirts at all, or anything, whatever, it doesn't matter, unless you have found some success in a niche already. So let's take firefighters, for example. You've never done firefighter shirts. You don't know anything about the market. I would not recommend doing any sort of lead gen into that market until you learn it and have had some success with it already. Once you do, then yeah, this to me is just another traffic source, another weapon that you can get out and use to create more sales. Simple as that. Sending emails, we'll talk some about this in like the third, fourth Hangout in particular, but this to me it's you going out into the marketplace and selecting one of these different providers. I currently use ActiveCampaign and Aweber. People ask me all the time, which one do you use? These are the two I use. I love ActiveCampaign. It's kind of like Infusionsoft Lite. There's a lot of good automations that you can do with it, and it's not as confusing as Infusionsoft. Hopefully that makes sense. It also plugs in great if you're doing any sort of e-commerce or anything like that. You can set up a Zapier or Zap and send your information right into it. It works great. The other one I use is Aweber, and that's probably my oldest emailing account that I have. It's probably 10 years old or something like that, so I still keep it around. But feel free to use any of them, and all these companies will essentially keep you in compliance because they do not want you screwing up their platform. So if you start spamming and not following some of those compliance rules, they'll just kick you off their platform immediately because they don't need it. They don't need your $50 a month that bad to ruin their IPs and servers and their entire system. So all I can say is I recommend this. There are a bazillion cheaper ways to email, Amazon SES and Mandrill, whatever, SendGrid. You can go outside of these and find other solutions. I would not recommend it to begin with at all whatsoever. And these work great, and to me they're very reasonable, and they pay for themselves if you know how to mail. The cost isn't even an issue, ever. Okay, so traffic. This is a little bit different on lead generation. I don't really care the source of traffic. Now, if we're just selling shirts, there's nothing that really beats Facebook ads. They're actually, great, and it's because they're so graphical. But once you get into lead generation, it opens up this ocean of traffic that we currently don't talk about a lot, but it exists. So I'll show you a couple campaigns where I just post lead gen links into Facebook page posts. You can just put them with your meme and collect emails, Pinterest ad, Google ads, mobile networks, ad exchanges. Probably my favorite of all time to do lead generation are mobile networks. And if you can create an offer that's pretty universal, we'll say, you can get some great lead generation going. What else? PPV networks. I mean, you name it. Lead generation opens this up quite a bit. You'll also see higher conversion rates, and that's really in comparison to shirts. So you can see conversion rates of 50, 60, up to maybe 70%. And that's really a function of a few different things. What's your offer that you're offering people? So is it good or bad? What's your targeting? Are you targeting the correct people, right? And how slippery is your funnel? How easy is it for them to opt in? But what we aren't doing with lead generation is we aren't selling things here. And whenever you ask someone to get out their credit card, get out their wallet, conversion rates drop. And it's a lot easier to get an email out of someone, so that's why you'll generally see conversion rates much, much higher than shirts. Like a great shirt conversion rate, maybe 10% or something like that. If I was getting that conversion rate on lead generation, I would stop that campaign because you're doing something wrong. I mean, you can do much, much better. So the point of this is really you're going to have to change your brain a little bit, and it's to look at the numbers a little bit different when you enter this arena. Because believe me, it's not shirts. So everyone always wants to kind of create some sort of 1,800 step system, blah blah blah. There's really only 3 steps to lead generation. That's it. No more than that. Just 3. So step 1, give something of value, and I like to do this in my ad. That's why I have it written here. Some people do it on their landing page. I show it in the ad. So I tell them, hey, click here to get a free shipping coupon, right? Click here if you're entering this giveaway contest, and I show whatever it is. Here's the ultra low cost item. Here's a free item. Whatever it is, join the club, join membership, join my group. All those sorts of things are something of value to the right people. Again, back to your targeting. This step goes by other names: lead magnets, tripwires, opt-in bait. But you need to carve out something that will draw people in and want them to give you their email address. Right? You can't just walk down the street and go, hey, give me your email. But if you walk down the street and say, hey, here's this free gift if you give me your email, then your chances of success go way up. So this is really step one. And we'll talk about these 3 steps over the next few Hangouts. So, if you don't get it right away, you will. Step 2, and I have some examples of them here, are what are called squeeze pages or opt-in pages, whatever. They go by a few different names. But the point of them and why they're called a squeeze page is it boils everything down and really just says, I want your email. Do you want this? I want your email in return. And these can be text-driven ads, video, very simple to multi-step. There's a lot of survey funnels that I used to do when I did mobile traffic where we'd ask 3 or 4 different questions. Do you love pit bulls? How many pit bulls do you own? What type of dog food do you buy the pit bull? Does your pit bull have a special leash? And then at the end, you would ask them to opt in. So there's some multi-steps, and then there's simple ones which just are like this, like bang, do you want it? Yes, no. There is a better way, or the way I like to do it, I guess, especially with Facebook traffic, and it's to create a very small Facebook app, and all it does is ask for their email on the way by. And you get to skip a giant step, which a lot of people trip up on this one, this step 2, but you don't have to create these pages at all. Skip it completely. Just create an app, takes about 5 minutes, and it works great with Facebook traffic. Why? If they see a Facebook ad and then you send them to a Facebook app, they're still on Facebook. They're still inside of Facebook and never left. They didn't go to an off-site to come back or whatever. So you're keeping a portion of that funnel process inside of Facebook. And again, Facebook's pretty darn fast. And one thing we know definitely with mobile traffic, the faster the mobile traffic you can get, the quicker, the higher the conversions. And so if we're keeping them on Facebook, we're essentially using Facebook servers to be very fast for us and then collect their Facebook email. Now, we had this question in T-Shirt Bomb today, but is this that goofy ty@fb.com email? Nope. This is the email that it collects is the email that you sign in with every single day into your Facebook account. So some people say it's their most real email, because they use it every day and sign into Facebook. I'd also tell you that's a little bit of a lie. I found that a lot of people created their Facebook accounts very long ago, and a lot of them will not even use that email. Well, it's good and bad. The bad is yeah, maybe they don't use their Comcast email from 2006, so if you're mailing to it, they aren't picking it up or seeing your emails. That's the bad of it. The good of it is that you get their FB email. And guess what you can upload, and it's totally legit for website custom audiences, are Facebook emails to create basically clickers lists. So there's a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I hear a lot of people say that, a Facebook email address is the best. It's good, don't get me wrong, it's real good, and I use this method for a reason, obviously. But there is a little, bite your tongue a little bit on that, from the data I've seen in mine anyway. Step 3, mail them. And this is where I see a lot of people fall down, actually, when they come to me and ask for help. And it's along the lines of, hey, I found my lead magnet, I created an opt-in page, and I have a bunch of emails, and I ask them, what are you doing with those emails? And they go, nothing. And so this, it's kind of like you got to the finish line and didn't cross, or you're about ready to score a goal and you tripped, sort of thing. And this, to me, is obviously the most important. If you are not using those emails, you're essentially wasting your energy and effort from before. So a couple of things. You'll need for this step to absolutely have some sort of mail service Aweber, ActiveCampaign, whatever, right? And what I like to do, or to me, there's two types of emails I send out. One-time emails, and each mail provider calls these somewhat different. Some they call them campaigns, some they call one-time mails. You know, everyone has a little bit different lingo for it. But I use these and send out weekly my new shirt in that niche. So say it's guns. Well, I just go into the Mailbomb app, I grab my new gun shirt for that week, I make the HTML, I drop it into my list, hit send, and by the way, then I swing over to Teespring and I mail my old shirts that are grouped up there for guns, for example. So it works kind of the exact same process, but I do this weekly. Everyone has a different schedule, and I get this question a lot. In theory, Tuesday morning is the best time to mail across all email, you know, every single bit of it that flies across the internet. I'll tell you that Thursdays are pretty darn, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, I could be talked into any of them, are pretty darn good days to email shirts. And that, it correlates very well with the best days to be driving ads to shirts anyway. I mean, those are the greatest days, in my opinion, to sell shirts, or I should say, what I see in my data. Then the other type of mailing that happens is an autoresponder. And these are pre-programmed, and you'll hear a lot of people talk about funnels or the continuation of the funnel, but these are all pre-programmed, and this is where you're leveraging your energy or effort compared to other people. So you've created this sequence, and once you set it up once, you just drive people through it. You don't have to manually go in and mess with it or anything like that. It's one of the reasons I really like ActiveCampaign, because, you know, say a person opt-ins, they go to a welcome email, fine, and then they get, say, it's shirt emails once a week. Well, you can program it, and if they aren't opening those emails and they haven't for 2 months or 3 months, you can just bounce them and get them off your list. You can automate the entire process. But this, to me, is the power. Autoresponders and any sort of programming that you can do is the real leveraging portion in this step 3, which is mailing. And then kind of the final point here is whatever you're sending these people, make sure that it's related. And what do I mean by that? So say I collect a list of gun shirt people and I have 1,000 of them, and then I send them to a nurse shirt. You know, that's a 100% fail. And what's going to happen is you'll get a ton of unsubscribes because these people go, well, this person obviously doesn't know what they're doing, and I don't want more nurse shirts in my future, right? So they unsubscribe. You'll get more spam complaints and kind of black marks against your account. So make sure that these are related offers. So say it's the gun niche, and you send them a gun shirt, that's related. You send them a gun sticker, that's related. Send them a gun whatever, that's related. All right, a little bit on kind of the normal email process, and then I'll just show exactly what I do different. Normal email is here's traffic, here's people, drive them to a landing page, squeeze page of some sort, opt them in, and they go into your emailing service. That's kind of the normal way. What I like to do is send them into a Facebook app. So there is no landing page or squeeze page. They're on Facebook. This is Facebook traffic. You send them right here. Do you want to join? Yes or no, okay or cancel. They get to choose. You aren't forcing anyone into anything. Once they do, they're put right into your email service. Now, there's kind of two different paths you can go using these apps. One is HTML form code, and all that is it's an export out of your email service, and it's pretty simple, pretty easy. There's a video inside of ShirtGen. You can check it out. This is the one that I like to do, which again, we're using a Facebook app, but I like to use the API. And down this path, there's one critical difference. So we got the traffic. We say, hey, do you want to join? Yes or no. The beauty here is I get to drop a cookie or a pixel on them and then send them to a redirect wherever I want. And right here is where I drop conversion pixel on them, or you could do retargeting pixel. anything to make a website custom audience or conversion pixel. Doesn't matter. You can drop anything you want in here, and then it really helps out your ads. You can exclude these folks, this big crowd that you're targeting. So it's basically filtering and sifting through and just getting to the meat of the people. And send them on. So it's really, really simple process. They say, yep, I want the app, and you drop a cookie on them and redirect them wherever you want. Now, let's go back just for a second. On these landing pages down below, there's always some privacy policy and terms of service. Well, we're doing the exact same thing when we collect the information through a Facebook app. I want everyone to make their own Facebook apps. I don't want you using mine. I don't want to be using yours. And if you do dirty deeds and sins with your emails and how you do it, Facebook will come after you. I like to be perfectly white, perfectly clean, no black hat, nothing. I like to disclose everything, which you're going to see on my next tab here. These people can select right here, edit the information they want to provide, and their email address will be right here, and they can deselect it if they want. They don't have to give you their email when you go this route. And then down below here, you'll see app terms and privacy policy. We'll cover where this is later, but guess what I do? I put in the terms of service and the privacy policy. Again, back to full disclosure. We want to be, perfectly clean and honest marketers. Let's put exactly what's going to happen with these people when they do opt in. So then we meet their expectations. Does everyone read this? I can almost guarantee no, but have it there. It's very important to have this inside of your apps. It's super easy to add too. So if you skip this step, to me, you're messing up for your future. So the three simple steps: make a Facebook ad, make a Facebook app, have an email service to catch the email. That's it. Very, very simple. We keep them on Facebook. They go from a Facebook ad to the app to the link of your choice. You could send them to a shirt. You could send them to your Facebook page to like it. You could send them to a Facebook group. You could send them to a store. You could send them wherever you want. Okay? So a lot of people on this post, it was actually surprising to me, and I think Miracle commented that she'd never seen so many people actually not want money. But if you do want some test money to do some of this, it is available if you're inside of T-Shirt Bomb. So PM me whatever your PayPal is and whatever your Teespring is. And this is kind of what I was looking at, kind of the weekly budget amount for testing that I give out. Instead of just 10 people, I decided let's break it up into 20 and do some of this. But basically, use it for lead gen, use ShirtGen app, which we'll see coming up here shortly, and then use it for Teespring sales and report your results back. How did it work? Did you get opt-ins? Did you get sales? Whatever it is, and then we can approve upon it, right? All right, so let's go take a look. Let's see. Right here, if you go to this URL, tshirtbomb/apps, click open it up. It's going to give you some options, and this is just going to fill up over time with different apps. So we can look at these two. Let's look at Mailbomb, which is kind of a Ted Kaczynski thing, right? And then ShirtGen. So these two. Let's look at ShirtGen first. And these are this account's kind of like my testing account for when we were building this app. So I left the data in it, and then we can kind of look at it and describe it. So you'll see I have a few different lists: Baseball Mom, Biker Club to Teespring emails. This is a biker club that's just posting on a Facebook page. On and on, you see different. Grandma one, I was trying a 50% off coupon. That was converting well before Facebook shut the ad down because I was targeting specific age ranges or something goofy. I can't remember. I Love Jesus Club and Nurses Rock, and we haven't done anything with this one. It's just sitting there. So let me describe this one here and this one here. These two are just literally posting to Facebook pages, and this link goes on there with a meme, and so we probably started this 2-3 days ago. So there's 67 free opt-ins for just posting memes out onto the Facebook page. This one, nowhere near as successful, is only 8. Okay, fine. This one is an example of sending an offer to Teespring emails in the biker niche. So it converted at 41%. This is an example, a perfect example on how if you don't have any sort of access to your Teespring buyer emails, you can quickly whip up one of these campaigns and send them a free shipping or a 10% off coupon or whatever it is. They opt in, and now you have their email, so you can get your Teespring emails if you want. This one is just driving ad traffic into a club, nothing more than that. It's converting at 46%. We'll dive into this one because I got a number of things going on. And this one, just to show you the difference, this I'm just asking them to be in the club, no more, no less. This one right here, I'm saying, hey, get a 20% off coupon. Well, this is interesting. It converts at a lower rate. This is just asking them to join. And so whatever your offer is that you're giving these folks is really going to depend on how high you can get your conversion rate. So it's whatever your offer is, your traffic source, and your targeting that's really going to determine. This one, we just started up and Facebook disapproved the ad over targeting. And I don't know if you remember, for the last month or so, they've been kind of cranky about grandma, nana, Mimi ads or whatever. So I don't know, that one's just sitting there. It was going gangbusters. Basically, this shirt is at cost if you're giving it away for 50% off, right? It's literally at your cost. But what did you do? You got people to go through, you have their email, and if you converted them into a buyer, now you have a buyer's email, and you know how good those are. I Love Jesus Club, this was driving ads at it with a very, very broad ad just to see what would happen. So let's dive into one. Let's jump into this biker t-shirt club. And inside of the app, you'll be able to see that there's a few different settings that you can choose and change and kind of mess around with. And there's a help right here. Actually, let's open it instead of just talking about it. Here's right here, go through and you can learn exactly what I'm going to show you here. You name it, you select a Facebook app out of your drop down here. You can redirect these people wherever you want, and so you see a success URL, a cancel URL here. And then what I like to do is API. I'm using ActiveCampaign. I'm sending them into my Bikers T-shirt club. Now, you can also, remember I was talking about dropping a pixel on them? Here's the success pixel. So if they do accept and say yes to your app and yes, I want to opt in, you'll send them to this location. Right here is the conversion code that you're going to drop on top of them as they go by, and you can build a website custom audience with it. You can also drop a cancel script on them if you want as well. I haven't really found much of a use for that, but it's built in there. Then there's a little bit of a wait time as they redirect, and what we found is some services and some pixels fire slower or faster, and they need a little bit of a delay to run the code. It's up to you. You can either set it at 0 and it'll go ripping by, or 2 seconds, 3 seconds, give it a little bit of time, and you're good to go in terms of getting them into these website conversion audiences. And then right here, these are the snippets for retargeting. Just copy these and say it's they joined the biker fan club. Great. Make your website custom audience use this snippet. If you want to make a cancel one, go right ahead, and there's the snippet for it as well. These change by your campaign ID. So anytime you fire up one of these, it's a different number that's out there, and these are all unique to you or your account. No one else has access to them. No one. It's 100% segmented to you and your information. Then we built in tracking, and this is kind of why I wanted to dive into this one. You'll see overall this one was converting at 46%. Okay, fine. You can sort these, and these are just different links, different tracking links. Say I want to create a new one here. It's the, and this could be your brand new campaign that you're starting up, right here it is, and you were going to do website conversion, photo post to this specific interest, right? Whatever it is, you get to decide. Great. So you'll see different ones are converting at different rates here, and this is just a double check as this traffic goes by, so you can match it up with your Facebook ads and see, okay, if I got this many clicks, is the Facebook pixel saying I have 421 conversions, yes or no? And you'll see I was just messing around. These are clicks to website ads, these are clicks to website ads, and it's just a bidding strategy to see the difference. This one happened to be clicks fixed, worked better than just having it normal clicks to website ad. But you could go in and just kind of see which is converting better, and trim the losers, ramp the winners. Same as shirts. It's no different than that at all whatsoever. Now, when you first start this setup and you start having traffic flow through these links, you want to know that it's working. And so these emails will start populating as people start opting in. Once you've proven it to yourself and you're happy that it is working and everything is cool, just click stop here and it'll stop recording any of those emails, and then you can delete them all out here. This, believe me, no one cares. I don't care about your emails at all whatsoever. Zero. So I want people to stop and delete, and the only place or only use or anything that where you want these emails is in your email service. That's it. This thing doesn't mail, it doesn't send out emails, it doesn't have anything to do with emails. What we really want to do is directly punch them into ActiveCampaign and start an automation or Aweber and put them into an autoresponder series. And really, this is just here for troubleshooting when you first set up your funnel, so you make sure that you know it is working correctly and you are collecting emails. After that, click stop and delete them and get rid of them, and it'll still keep running away. And you should see these click counts going up, as people are flowing through your links, through your different ads or wherever they're coming from. So that's just an example of one. Again, I love this API mode, and simply because you can do these redirects. If you use HTML form code, yeah, you can still punch them in and it gets but it's, believe me, it's nowhere near as good because you can't do the redirects and that sort of stuff. You can do redirects, but you have to do it over an ActiveCampaign. Usually make a bridge page or something goofy that does a little redirect. Then on that bridge page, you drop the pixels on them. Well, the reason I had this built like this is I don't want to do any of that, and I want to be able to set up campaigns inside of like 10 minutes and just go. So this thing drops everything I needed to. It delays. It makes these flash pages, blah, 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 right? Okay. Let's go back to the top level. Here's the campaigns. There's only a couple other setup things that you need to do to use this. And again, go into this help, but right here in application settings, these are Facebook apps that you can set up. All you do is create a new Facebook app, and again, there's a video over here in help. You just put in the information, create it, and then over on this side of the fence, here are the different email services that are supported right now. I know Eric, I think, asked for Sendy, and I think Lindy asked me, I'd have to look at it, it was something like Pepper Box or something. But we'll try to add whatever anyone is using. And all you do is go into these and click on them and add your API information, and you're good to go. If you don't want to use API, you don't really need to do any of this stuff at all. This is really for that API which I was showing you, which to me is like the rock star, exactly what I want to be doing. Okay, and then just because I'm here, I'll show this quickly. This is Mail Bomb. Let's grab a Teespring shirt, copy. Oh, I copied the image, copy link address. And you'll recognize this. This is the old T-shirt bomb mailer, and let's put a PR code in here. Come on. Free ship, but it's kind of on steroids. And you'll see as I type that in here, and you could put, say there's like a UTM parameter, or you want this coded as PE equals PPE, and you can add it. It'll make the link up top here. Then go out, get the image. It'll spider it. click on it, it drops it down, and then you'll have to pick the template, and say this one's free shipping, so we're going to click on that and go with it. And here's the HTML code. You can go right at it, or if you want, you can switch between them here, and if you want to edit a few different things here so your email is just right, great. These are there's 3 templates here with timers that should be in the system for everyone. If you want to create your own template, go right ahead, and it'll only be in your account. Here's an example of that. I made one for free giveaways that I do, and so if I want it, well, it doesn't really work with a shirt very well, but I can select that one and go for it. So feel free, create your own templates or do whatever you want there that are unique to your account. And then a number of people asked as well to just create a custom timer. And whatever that timer is, say it's, well, let's just do timer 1. Timer image width 600, and let's pick America, Chicago for Central Time Zone, and let's say we want it to end, well, not in the past. Let's end it Saturday. Oh, that's the start. No, end date. End time is, and it's in 24-hour clock, so let's do 15:15. And then you can select whichever timer you want to use and click submit, and it's going to throw out this code here. You can put it on whatever site you want, and it's going to sit there and count down for you. So feel free to use that. There's also timers in the templates that are existing, and if you want to create your own templates here, you can also add timers into them using these tokens and whatever else. Again, if you have any questions on this or how to use it, there's a help area with a video in there. So that to me is kind of the overview that I wanted to go through, I guess, on lead generation and especially heading into shirts with it. So I'll open it up. I've never really done this, but I'll open it up, and if you want to unmute yourself and ask any questions, let's do it.
Hey Ty, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
This is JR. Hey, I have a question. I tried going to that hero place for the apps. Is there some kind of a login or registration that I have to do prior to having access to this whole ShirtGen admin area?
Yeah, so if you log into T-Shirt Bomb, be logged into normal T-Shirt Bomb, yep, then navigate to this link here, and then it's unique to your account.
Yep, still not working for me. I figured that part out, but I just wondered if there was someplace else that I needed to go to.
Well, and we can work on it right after this.
Yeah,
if you're logged out, do you even get to this screen by chance?
Yep.
You do? And you've created a new user?
It doesn't let me create a new user. It just says, remember me, I'm a new user, and when I go through the whole thing, it just keeps bombing me out.
Cool. All right. Well, not cool. But
yeah.
Right after this, I had 1 or 2 other people on opening day have an issue with their email was already in the system or something to that effect. And I went in and just kind of did a admin manual override and pushed it through. So I know I can easily do that with you. If you would, PM me the email you want it set up with, and then I'll just shoot, and username, so email and username, and then I'll set it up and PM it right back to you, and we'll iron it out today for sure.
Okay, cool. The other question was giving away products. You showed a shirt, but you could do the same thing for when you're giving away a mug or a necklace or anything of that sort?
Yes, sir, and I do that with both of the products you just named.
Yeah. I'm doing it with a different system. I like to go ahead and get the app and get the people's email address and so forth in Facebook,
Yeah, right on. So all I do, actually this, well, I'll get you in here, you can go through the videos or whatever, but when you're in ShirtGen, you will have to create a Facebook app, and you will have to put it here. And yep, I love to name them exactly what the offer is. So look at this one. What does this say? Free bracelet, just pay shipping. Because when they get to this page, it would say what?
Free bracelet, yep.
Exactly. So then you're having them okay to that, and you pick off the email on the way by, and you can have it redirect to whatever you want, free coffee mug, reduced price shirt, blah, blah, blah. So this, to me, is, I built it to be 100% universal for anything.
Cool. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for all your help with everything as well.
Hey, no problem. Just PM me your information, and as soon as I jump off this, I'll hammer it out for you.
I'm going to be doing that right away. Thanks.
Yep. Pat in the chat asked for, do you have a good source for mugs? The only ones I found would end up being around $19.95 retail to make any profit, and that's just too much. Okay, so the only place that I've ever found, and God, this almost in a way is a good and bad thing to say, but is Scalable Press. They are, I cannot recommend them for shirts. Oh my Lord, I've had nothing but horrible trouble with them. But for some reason, whoever runs their coffee mug department, that guy must be a rock star. And what I like to do with them, I don't care anything about coffee mugs or even trying to make a profit on them. What I do is I take an old t-shirt design that rocks and is a winner, and then I'll set up a coffee mug basically at cost and then send the people through. So it's not free, but it's so reduced, and all I'm trying to do is get that person to opt in and become a buyer. So I'm trying to sift through an audience to create a buyer, if that makes sense. That's what I do on coffee mugs in particular. But Pat, I think you're right. No one in their right mind, I mean, is going to pay over $20 for a coffee mug when you can get them at Walmart for $10 all day long, right? The only upside is ours would be custom in some way, shape, or form compared to, you know, the generic one on the shelf at Walmart. Cool. Any other questions? Right on. I'll kind of hang out just for a few more minutes in case someone Pat, corncob pipes. Yes, I'll buy if you do, actually. I'll hang on a few more minutes in case anyone thinks of an idea or a question, but this is kind of the first kickoff one. And then the next ones that we're going to go through are just going to be these 3 steps, which are right here. What's a good lead magnet? Or how do you come up with that? The next one is, you know, we're just going to show setting up a Facebook app and naming it. And then this one, what do we put in our autoresponder sequence over time so it's kind of hands-off. So that's it for today. I'm going to hang on for another 5-10 minutes. If you have any other questions, great. If not, I'll even try to get one of these done tomorrow, and we'll move on to the next step so we can pound this out and have it available to the members in the group.
Hey, Ty, this is JR again.
Yeah.
Just FYI, I was using Chrome, and some security features on it didn't let me do that. I used Firefox, and it worked.
Ah, so some sort of Chrome security issue was your issue.
Yeah, some ad block thing that I had going on.
Gotcha, gotcha. Well,
just in case somebody else has the problem.
Exactly. It is a little bit JavaScript heavy, so I wonder if that was it. Anyway, I'll report it back to the developer, but thank you. And if you run into any other problems, JR, just shoot a PM to me, and we'll get them ironed out.
No problem. I'm all over this.
Cool. All right. Any other questions? Last call. If you're interested in the test budget money, the rule was, let me go back to that slide. PM me your PayPal email, your Teespring email, and I'll send you $50 back to do this. And you can get opt-ins. Maybe we'll talk about that on the next one. But anywhere, the lowest I've got is about 10 to 15 cents per opt-in, up to about $1.15 per opt-in. Any higher than that, and I could always find a better way. So, in theory, if you kind of get it ironed out, you should be able to round up in the neighborhood of 50 to 100, maybe even more emails off of this test budget money if your offer is good and if your targeting is good. This works pretty slick. Cool. All right, that's it. Have a good one, everybody, and I'll see you inside a T-shirt bomb.